Hello. Uh, yeah, so this video is going to be a little bit different than what I hadn't planned. Um, hey everybody, 101221 here. And I wanted to go ahead and obviously fulfill the promise I had made, which was, doing a video for Christmas. And I wanted to give a long one. So, this one is kind of a review and also kind of yeah, it's pretty much a review of this. Enderal Forgotten Stories. Before I begin the actual thing, I want to go ahead and make something clear now. Or actually, not really make something clear. More or less, give you all a spoiler warning. I am definitely going to talk about spoilers of this game. Um, and everything like that. You're probably not going to see the scenes because at the end of the day, I kind of want you guys to actually experience the game for yourselves and actually have a good time playing it. So, I'm probably just going to do random side quests or just do random stuff while this is kind of happening. But this is your spoiler warning. If you want to play the game, please click off this video, go off, or go play the game and then come back. This video will still be here by then, unless I get copyrighted, which I highly doubt that. There are like hundreds of videos of Enderal out there, so I highly doubt it. Um, in fact, I'm actually going to give everybody 5 seconds to go ahead and click it off now. Alright, I even gave you an extra 2 seconds. You're welcome. Okay. Enderal Forgotten Stories is probably, if actually, it's not even probably, it is probably one of the greatest, like, fan-made things I have seen in a very, very long time. Um, I never even heard of it. I heard rumors of a game like this speculating. Oops, sorry, I actually messed up my phone. Um, I heard of a game like Enderal, or I've heard of it, maybe here and there through the grapevine, but I never actually knew what it actually was. I just thought it was just some, um, like, I thought it was just some new thing that would eventually die out. And I was kind of right, but also not. Enderal was made in 2012, 1 year after Skyrim had been released, which puts into perspective what the hell. Like, how can you make something like this so quick? And I am technically playing the special edition. I am not playing the original version because I don't think I can even access the original version. So the gameplay here is just the special edition version, which I will get to in a minute. Um, this game is honestly really damn good. And I'm calling it a game because technically the only way to get it is you need to own Skyrim, but then you need to go onto the Steam store, or the store on Steam, and then get it separately. So while a lot of people don't call it a game, they just call it a mod, which it is. This is just a mod for Skyrim, and it is so damn big it requires its own game. Like, it's required to basically tap into Skyrim's, like, files in order for you to, like, play it. Like, it's that big. And so, I highly doubt anybody will really see it on, like, console. I highly doubt it. If that's so, they would need to make a shit ton of deals. And then, even then, it may not even do well. Um, The reason why I say it won't even do well because I'm pretty sure they will have to either make it for free. It's a lot of technological issues that really kind of only a PC could do at this moment. I'm pretty sure in future consoles they'll be like, oh, okay, they'll be more like a PC, so you could just plug it in and it would kind of work. So, but that's just for the future. Um, so what games act? So there's a lot I can say about this game. There's very few I could say that hasn't already been said. Um, hmm. I will say this. I kind of thought I would have a script for this. Turns out I didn't, and I don't. So yeah. Um, I did not have a plan for this like whatsoever. So um, what? God damn, I am just stumbling today. I'm gonna have to edit that out. Um, Enderal Forgotten Stories. Yeah, it's um, shit. I can't even find the words. What I can say is this. The game is probably, as I said, it's probably one of the best, basically because of storytelling, of just the characters itself and how they're written, how the game functions as a whole. Like, they changed a lot, and this is supposed to be a mod, which is crazy. Um, so yeah, let's get into the nitty and gritty, and let's actually talk about Enderal. Enderal Forgotten Stories is a game that does not take place in the not Enderal, in the Elder Scrolls universe. It doesn't. It takes place in something completely different. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that this is not an Elder Scrolls game. I know if you go into the title it says Bethesda, that's because technically it requires Bethesda's files, so technically the thing is Bethesda's, but it also is created by a separate dude. Um, it, hmm, dang, this is actually getting really hard. First time I've done this, so sorry for the, like, fuck-ups like this. Um, yeah, it is, when you really come down, yeah, okay, god damn it, I keep repeating myself, that's not what I'm trying to do. Um, yeah, so it doesn't take place in it actually takes place in its own universe. And, um, yeah, it is very well crafted for something that is technically not supposed to be thing. Like, think of Fallout New, not even New California, because New California technically takes place. Think of Fallout London. Like, think of just like Fallout London, and it's like in its thing. It doesn't really take place in a regular Fallout universe. It's its own separate thing. I don't really 100% know. I haven't played um Fallout London. So if it is in the Fallout, it actually is in the Fallout universe, let me know. But I don't think it is. I've heard some people say it isn't. I've heard some people say it is. It goes either way. Um. So, I guess we could just start with the actual story. Your character, or the person you play, is a stowaway on a ship that is trying to get to Enderal. But I need to kind of explain the context. I'm basically going to give a very abridged version. Again, this is the spoiler warning. Here we go. Um, so this world is very complicated, and you kind of learn it as the game goes on. But I'll give you a brief rundown. Here it is. This world was created nearly hundreds of some odd years ago by a group of primordials who are only known as the High Ones. We don't know exactly what they are, despite the fact that they do tell us they are just primordials. But they basically create the world, wait until the world is at the peak of its evolution, and then destroy it. Your character, or from what I can gather, is basically a reincarnation of people during this event. Like, so basically your character is supposed to be the prophet. Or kinda, again, I'll get to it really quick. So yeah, your character, as you create your character and as you get to know your character does have somewhat of a backstory. As a child, your character's parent, or at least they're it's kind of left in the dark. It's either you killed them with some type of weird power, or some people in a or some cultist masked guys did it themselves. So again, it's kind of left up in the air because there are multiple parties telling us, "Oh, you killed your parents," but then there's your character's testimony where it says it was masked men. So kind of hard to fully tell what's what. Um, oh boy. So your character, in an attempt to escape the country of Narum, which is the country of Narum, you stow away on a ship with your friend Sirius, and you try to flee to Enderal. This is kind of where you create your character, and that is something that I will say. It is very different from Skyrim, considering there's only 4 races you can choose from, and you're only half of that race. The other half is pretty left out there. So most likely your other half, oftentimes it is your father. He is Naramis. You are half of something else. So um yeah. So your character and your friend Sirius gets caught, Sirius is killed, and you are presumably killed as well. And yet you awake in Enderal. Further down the line, you find out that you are a prophet of something called, fuck, what was it? I think it was called like the cycling, or the cycle or something like that, or the cleansing. It has multiple names. Um, but in other words, your character is meant to stop it. Um, so now I'm actually going to get into some of the um, going to get into some of the things that I have stumbled across and my opinions on certain things. Um, so what did I think of the actual story of the game? Like the actual concept, everything like that. I think it's very well written. The story itself is very well written. I think it's the creator of Dreams of the Dying. I think that's the writer of the... Because I know he's the creator of the mod. And so I don't know if he actually wrote it or he had a team of writers, but he's really damn good. And yeah, it shows here. And it is very... Damn, I really am trying to find something new to say, but I guess we'll just start saying some of the old stuff, I guess. Yeah. A lot of people... I do like that this game is very challenging, and it is. It is very challenging. I have pretty much figured out that you cannot stick to a single class, or else you will get stuck very quickly. Hell, even in the first beginning part of the game, I thought, oh, okay, I'll just be a swordsman guy. and I won't do any. I'll just be like a guy that only uses melee weapons. And then I realized, no, I would just die repeatedly because other things are either immune to physical damage or have a resistance to physical damage, and only like a spell could kill them. So, yeah, I basically was forced to use magic at times. Then there's a main story mission where I have to use sneak, which is even like, okay, so you have to be a jack of all trades, which is fine. I think that's a really cool idea. Um, the characters of the game. Probably shouldn't talk about them yet. I should probably talk more about the story. Basically, um, I feel like this game at times, and I'm not meaning this in a more of a insulting way. I genuinely think the creator did a D&D game, made all this up, and then just picked out certain things and just made it into a mod. And I think that's actually really cool because there are a lot of D&D aspects, and I think it's, and hell, I even tried making this game into a D&D campaign, and it has not gone well. Uh, if somebody has done a D&D campaign with Enderal, do let me know. Um, so before I do get to the characters, I do want to talk about the actual mechanics of the game. What do I think of the special mechanics like the level up system, the learning books, the arcane fever, all of that? And I honestly think it's actually a really cool thing. I think it's very different. It very much makes it like an RPG type of thing where you really have to craft exactly what you want to do. It makes your build specific, but you are also pretty much kind of told to, hey, please be a jack of all trades, but do it in your own special way. I think that's cool. um, so yeah, it is very different than Skyrim skill tree where you just do the skill and you just learn that skill more. It's basically just you just learn it. Your character. This is kind of where I need to explain Arcane Fever. In the world of Enderal, Arcane Fever is basically just a, hey, your body is unable to handle the magical properties of the world, and it is kind of just overloading and shitting itself. All right, give me a second. Okay, so um, yeah. So obviously, I really do like it. I really like um Enderall's mechanics. So yeah, Arcane Fever is basically just that. But as a consequence, you are basically learning stuff at a very accelerated rate. Um, so basically, you are just speed running, kinda your stuff. So you're kind of left with learning points, which is kind of like, yeah, it's like learning points and stuff like that. So you go to a special skill tree by meditation, and you just pick out the skill that you want, provided it's all there. It's not like a thing of like, oh, I want to get this skill, but I have to get my one armed to level 56 in order for me to get this perk. No, it's just if you have the skill point, put it in there if you can. But you need to learn like a bunch of other skill points first that kind of like lead up to that skill point so you can use it a lot better. Um, yeah, I also will say this, and this is pretty obvious for those who have played the game. Enderal is really fucking hard. They have definitely outdid themselves making this game because it is really fucking difficult. There are times where it's like, um, I would fight like, yeah, I would fight like a pack of wolves or something like that, like you just saw in the gameplay, or something like that, and I would just be immediately destroyed. Like, I would die very quickly. And that's just it. You're not like a demigod. Not at first. You need to build yourself up, as I said earlier. You need to build yourself up with these skill points and everything like that. And then, as you kind of, as the end game kind of draws near, you do feel like a god. You feel like a god among men. And then, yeah, that's basically it. So let's talk about the characters. And I would have to say they are really, really well written. Like, wow. I know a lot of people do tend. I know some people do tend to disagree with me. For the like, even my friends who have played Enderal are like, "Hey, this game, like, the characters aren't really that well written. Like, the companions kind of suck." And it's like, I get it, but it's also like you haven't really spent enough time with them. I've known someone who literally spent 5 minutes talking to Jaspar and then hating him because of just like how he is. And I'm not talking about my campaign, I'm talking about someone who actually played the game. And they hated Jaspar because of just his voice. Or just the voice and how he carries himself. And that's fine. There are other companions out there. Well, there kind of is. There's kind of how the companion system works is kind of like there are two like main story companions, and there are of course other companions for as you go around doing side quests, doing stuff like that. Um, anything like that. Hold on. Yeah, and it's. Mm, I can kind of understand where some people are coming from, where it's like, hey, this game is very difficult. I kind of don't want to play a game that's difficult. I thought this was like Skyrim. And it isn't. This game is not like Skyrim. This game is kind of like it, but also isn't at the same time. And you could very much tell that. But I'm kind of rambling on. So, the two main companions, which her name is Jaspar Dalveric and Kalia Sekresh, is again probably really well written characters. I did not write a script for this. I probably should have. But anyway, I'm rambling. Um so what do I think of them? Um just or kind of I need to kind of explain their characters to kind of get a feel on it. So, Jaspar Dalveric is um really he's kind of like a roguish type character, you know, kind of like the mercenary, like, hey, I don't really give a shit, but it's also like, I will do what's right to an extent if it benefits me. Like, when you first meet him, he has zero interest in, he has like zero interest in actually like trying to help the world. Like he sees the world go into hell and he's like, I don't want anything to do with this. And then later on he kind of changes his ways. Especially if how you talk to him and especially dialogue options. Like you can very much make him very shrewd, very like pissed off, like not wanting to hang out with you type of thing. And you could also make him um like actually really cool. You can actually make him like kind of like a hero, and you can also kind of go through his backstory. And yeah, both of these characters do have really shitty backstories. I'm not going to get into them because again, I want you to play the game for yourself. Um, but so, boy, yeah, his backstory is like not like shit in the way of like, oh, it's really badly written. It's not. I think it's shit by the means of like it's like you do feel bad for him by the end. Like you understand why he is the way he is. And I think that's actually really cool because it makes you care about characters that normally nobody would give a damn about. Like I have I used to be like that. I was like, hey, I don't really give a shit about these characters because like they're not real, like, or anything like that. Or if they're not really well written, I'm kind of just like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like, I'll do it just to see what you got, but other than that, I could care less. Um, but yeah, but then he kind of like flips it around and he's like, oh shit, okay, I actually care. How and why are you making me care about this like random character? Or this guy who's like only helped me out once and has been like very kind of weirdly shifty. But it makes sense. Um then there's Kalia Sakresh. You kind of meet her a bit into the game, like you're kind of like drawn into this group who calls themselves the Holy Order of the Gods, and the gods of this world were basically um seven magical people who using magic attained eternal life. Spoilers, they died. Kind of like you're kind of known very quickly that they die by unknown means. Like apparently some dark god or some dark thing killed them, and the world has zero fucking clue. Or at least some countries are told and they're freaking the fuck out. Other countries have no idea, like Enderal. Enderal is kind of like the foundation of like the gods' like holy worship. So you, yeah, it is. But you kind of get it. It's like, why would they tell them? It's also like it would cause panic. So throughout the time, you are pretty much told like, okay, hey, there are rumors of the gods being dead or stuff like that, and yeah. So your character ends up learning that yeah, the gods are dead, and you are pretty much told to join the order to help stop the calamity, and that's kind of when you meet her. And she I don't want to call her a fanatic because she even herself doesn't call herself a fanatic. I think she does believe in what the Holy Order does say in the arts of like helping people and giving people a good life. I believe she believes all of that stuff. But I don't think she believes like the heavy fanaticism of like the path or anything, or like the path stuff or anything like that. I don't think she believes that. So yeah, she's also an interesting character. I forgot who their voice. I know Jespar's voiced by Ben Britton, but I don't know who voices Kalia. Hold on a second, I'm gonna look it up. Uh, on Vector. Oh, okay, yeah, here it is. Oh, yeah, Caitlin Buckley. So yeah, Sorry, that took me a way bit longer. It should not have taken that bit. But yeah, um, Jaspar is voiced by um, Ben Britton, who is also like I haven't really seen him. I know he's done another Skyrim mod, which is Helgen Reborn. So I know him from that. I don't really know him from other things, but he does play Jaspar really damn well, and he does actually like make you actually like him. And obviously, I just said Kalia is voiced by Caitlin. So, or Caitlin Berkeley. So, and she does also a really good job. So, um, yeah. Then there are the non-companion characters, like the characters that you see as you play the game, like Tila Arenthiel. I fucking forgot the rest of their names because honestly, like, I really don't have that much good of a memory. Shit. But each and every single character has their reasons to do what they do, has their ways, and again, it kind of makes you be like, oh, okay, these characters are interesting. Um, Now I kind of need to get into like to the bad things about certain characters. For one, I honestly believe Teeler's a fucking idiot. I do. For things that are going on in the game, like halfway through the game, you realize that Enderal is being invaded by Narum. Narum wants to actually cause the calamity or the big bad thing to happen. And what does Teeler do? Absolutely nothing. He says that he is fighting, or he says that he is like he basically says, "Oh yeah, we don't have a military." Your military is your order, dude. That is your military. Send them out. But apparently Narum is like, "Oh, they're too strong." And it's like, I get it. You kind of need like what seems to be an unstoppable force. Kind of like pushing back and pushing against the main heroes to kind of like pull some tension. But it's like there's that, and then there's stuff that's weird. Um, hmm. Yeah. I believe Teeler has made numerous mistakes. He does. He makes numerous mistakes. And you once or twice, like one or two mistakes is like, okay, you're human, fine, whatever. But he makes mistakes like one after the other. And he has, and I get it, like, and one of the big mistakes, as I said earlier, him not telling the people or the rest of the order what the hell is going on. He basically leaves 90% of the order in the dark, pretty much. Or if they do know, they don't know a lot. And that is incredibly infuriating at times. Because it's like, you should know. Like, these people should know. And yet, you're not telling them. Because I'm pretty sure there would be a lot of people rallying to your cause and would understand if you explained it. But most don't. Or he doesn't. And he's pretty much forbade all keepers for doing the same. And it's stupid. To me, it's really stupid. Um, he also goes ahead and, with this information that he has, continuously pisses off everybody around him. Like, I've even gotten mad at him a few times of just how idiotic he is. And just like the mistakes he is making. I understand he's an old man, and technically he is not real. He is not the real Teeler. I understand. Yeah, he's basically an illusion created by like the High Ones or the big bad evil guys. He's basically the creator of it. And I get it. I do. Like, you wanted to be like, oh, okay, he's not, like, the greatest guy. And he has pulled some scummy shit. And I get it, but it's like, dude, there are other ways. Um, so it's kind of like a weird thing of just like, um, hey, like, apparently, damn, I'm having a really hard time with this. Ooh, I discovered something. Um, sorry, yeah. I'm playing this game as I'm talking, because I'm, yeah, hmm, I can understand it was kind of stupid to be like, hey, why don't you just go ahead and film this? Because I don't know how to edit. I'm sorry. I really don't. I don't know how to edit shit. Um, I barely edited the last video I made, or not the last video, but the last, like, Fallout video. Like, I barely edited that. Um, so, what, hmm. And then and keep in mind, it is not just Teeler who is doing stupid shit like this. It isn't just him. It is definitely a lot of people. And it's basically just one stupid thing after another. It basically feels like, okay, no matter what I do, this stupid thing is going to happen because the people around me are stupid. And not all of them are stupid. Not everybody is like, oh, okay, we're just going to blindly, like, follow this ideal. It's like, no, there are plenty of those who call him stupid, who call him out and tell him, like, hey, this is a stupid idea. Why don't we please just not and figure something else out? And he's like, no. Like, completely avoiding rhyme and reason. And yes, there are reasons. There are reasons why he does it. I'm not 100% um like saying he's an idiot. I understand he wants to stop the calamities from happening. He wants to. And I get it, but it's also like there are other ways to handle it. And he does admit, he does say, like, I want to trust them, but I don't know which ones are, like, being hijacked by the high ones, or they are kind of, like, manipulating them, or doing something. I don't really know. And that's kind of understandable, but you learn that way too fucking late. Like, you learn that way later on than you should. Like, and he'll only tell you if you click a special dialogue option. He doesn't just tell you straight away. So you have to click a very specific dialogue option, and yeah. Yeah, so oftentimes, there are many people who miss it completely. I did miss it when I first played it. I definitely missed it the first time I played it. And, back when I played it again, I actually wanted to click every single dialogue option because I was playing it for D&D reasons. Because again, I was trying to remake the D&D campaign. I was trying to make it a D&D campaign. And it was going okay. I'm not even going to go into context of that one. But yeah, I basically clicked on every dialogue, and that's kind of when I learned. And I get it. I really do. And yes, the high ones do have genuine powers to do this. But, okay. I think I've said enough. I think I've done enough, like, pissing on Taylor Arenthio. Um, there's, besides him, I think the ending to Enderal is kind of shit. I do, honestly. I think the ending to Enderal is kind of shit. It's basically like you get revealed as like a, oh hey, you're an illusion. I don't like that because that's not how an illusion works. I don't know, I'm being a nitpicky asshole who's like, oh well yeah, it's not supposed to be. It's like a magical illusion. It's like I get it, but it's like that's not how an illusion works. An illusion's supposed to be a trick of the eye, not literally create a like. Okay, your character would better be called a physical manifestation. That is more of a better understanding. Um, Here I'll kind of explain this in JoJo's terms. If you've watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, um, it's basically like a stand, but like a way more powerful, like way more that's like solely stacked on appearance. So it's like to non-stand users, it appears. It's like the boat in Part 3, like the big steamboat in Part 3 that's controlled by the orangutan. That. Something like that. That would be more of what your character is. More than, oh, your character's an illusion, so is Teeler. Like, they do kind of pull that Teeler's an illusion kind of last second, which is weird. They do kind of, like, pull it out of their ass, like, last second. It's like, hey, you're an illusion. It's like, oh, wait, really? Like, yeah, and Teeler is too. It's like, that explains everything. They basically, keep in mind, I am really not trying to shit on the creators of Enderal just for this. I think this is, like, one of the one things, like, the one thing I genuinely have a problem with this game. And that's it. Is just how they did Teeler. And I'm not going to give my 2 cents. I am not a writer. I am not a game creator. I am not anything like that. I understand they probably had a deadline to get it done and things like that. So I do have criticism. And I do hope, like, I'm not offending anybody or anything like that. I know there are plenty of people who do like Teeler's character and think that he is actually way more complicated than I thought. And that's fair. Teeler's backstory is actually kind of interesting. His son was kind of the ones that lit the rebellion that led to the god's death. And so that's, okay, that's actually a really cool idea. That's actually a really cool concept. But I don't think you even see his son, do you? I think, like, the bad guy of Narum, like, the Narum bad guy is, like, someone completely different. Like, I forget. Whoever has played Enderal, because it's been a bit since I've actually done it. I know I'm playing this, but I'm not, like, doing the main story. So, can someone, like, genuinely tell me if, like, the guy we meet, or, like, the big bad guy of Narum, like, the guy who's kind of, like, leading the Naramese army, is it actually, Teeler's son, or is it, like, someone completely different? Please let me know. But yeah. So, But yeah, that's really it. That's really it. Other than that, the game is, like, probably one of the greater things I've actually seen and played. From the mechanics, to its characters, to its story. And I really like that the bad guy is not something you can actually touch. It's not like someone you can, like, stab in the face 1,000 times and you kill them. It's like the enemy can never actually be defeated. You either let them win, or it's a really bittersweet ending. Or, like, with the special edition, they released a newish type of secret ending where it's kind of left up to interpretation. So, damn, now that I think of that, I think we actually got to the point where we need to talk about the ending. um, So I don't fully remember the ending because I only played the ending once. I have, like, multiple playthroughs. That's just me doing jack all. Like, I played a story for, like, a good bit, and then I stopped playing it, and I started, like, wandering around killing things. So, um, I know you kind of like defeat this big robot thing, or like not this robot, but you fight this creature. Please tell me in the comments. I don't know. And that thing is like the final boss. After that, you basically fight like a traitor who got revealed last second and killed like another friend of yours. Um, and that's pretty much. Then you kind of learn, okay, your character's an illusion. Like your character's not real. Like your character died being caught on the stowaway ship. Like got killed at the very beginning. And the High Ones basically brought you back with again a physical manifestation. It's not a it's not an illusion. I understand why they call it an illusion, but it's not. It's really not. I have gone on rants after rants after rants about the illusion about that illusion talk. It's not an illusion. Uh, so continuing on about the fucking illusion shit because I don't want to keep talking about that. Um, So then the cleansing ends up happening, and you end up learning that this machine, the machine that you've been basically building the entire game, turns out, it's actually the cause of the calamity. You're not actually fixing anything, you're causing it. This was the High One's plans all along. It was basically letting you run around, find a machine that they thought would stop it, and it doesn't. I think that's again a pretty interesting idea. Um, and then you officially now have three options. You can either A, let the cleansing happen and escape for as quick as you can with whoever you decided to romance. That's the thing. You can romance either Kalia or Jespar, and the other dies, which is kind of shitty. I wish you could bring both of them with you. Um, and the other, um, yeah, you kind of just romance the other, and that one stays alive. You can also sacrifice yourself. Not only you would basically be saving a lot of people, you would stop the whole thing, but the other person you did not romance still dies regardless. And like basically, the person you did not romance dies no matter what. Like that, that is something I also kind of had a problem with slightly. I at first was not even going to mention it, but it kind of just came up. So, yeah, that's kind of it. So, damn, right? But the second option is you sacrifice yourself and you. Oh, that's a child. Oh. But you. Yeah. You save. You basically sacrifice yourself, destroying the machine, but also killing yourself in the process. And then there is the quote-unquote dream flower ending, or the secret ending. If you take a bottle of pure dream flower elixir, which I am not going to tell you how to do, you're going to have to play that for yourself, or look it up. Because I'm pretty sure someone's going to look it up and then just, like, put it in the comments. No doubt. It basically, you need to drink that as you're about to do the second option, which is sacrificing yourself. After that, you destroy the machine, but you end up living. You're in the country of Kira, and again, it's left to interpretation because Dream Flower is technically, if you drink the elixir, you go into a coma where like the best thing happens to you. In the meantime, your body is just like completely 100% protected. So it doesn't. So it's kind of left for interpretation. It's kind of just blown out there. Because there are multiple stories talking about, oh, that's not true, and then they're saying that, yes, it is true. So, again, it's up for interpretation, just like how, what happened with your parents. or happened to your family is up for interpretation. So, yeah. The endings, in my opinion, are pretty damn good. I think, again, they're also really well written. The final words of your companion that you didn't romance is probably one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever seen. Because again, I will admit I did kind of look up Kalia's, because I did romance Kalia in my playthrough. And I heard just far as like final words, and that kind of broke me. And then Kalia's kind of broke me even more. So, um, yeah, it really does kind of suck when you really have to go through all of that. But um, yeah, that just goes with the writing, honestly. And I'm sorry I couldn't really give a better detailed analysis. I am not good at this. I did not write a script. If I do another one of these, and that's a very big if, I am definitely, and I mean definitely, going to write a script. And I'm going to try to keep it. Because, my god, this was not good. I can even say this right now, it wasn't good. But, if you guys did like it, please let me know. Let me know what I could do next besides what I just said. If you liked everything, please like and subscribe to the video. You'll help my channel definitely build up. Like you will definitely help me um reach new heights. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers, and if I do that, I will do a face reveal. But the main goal is to get to 100,000. That's kind of like the major goal. But all due respect, um, if you really did like this video, yeah, as I said, please like and subscribe. It really does help. Comment on what you thought of the video. Comment on certain things that I did not talk about that you would like or you'd like to mention, and I could probably answer it with what I thought. So, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.